Rachel Zegler has very quickly ruined any positive reputation she had, and the upcoming Hunger Games film she stars in is getting roasted due to her casting, but now we're finding out she has been recast in the upcoming Paddington film, and her controversies could have something to do with it. I have a few different things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, follow me on social media, and consider supporting through Patreon or via YouTube memberships. So, I wanted to start off with this article by bounding into comics. It says a new rumor claims that Rachel Zegler has been recast in the upcoming Paddington film title believed to be called Paddington in Peru. This new rumor comes from scooper Daniel RPK, who writes on X, Paddington 3 wraps filming in 2 weeks and Rachel Zegler was recast due to the strikes. Now, obviously, Rachel Zegler has been extremely controversial in the past few months. I'd say, like, the past year she's been kind of controversial because the initial interviews that have gone viral again over the past few months were from the end of last year, but all of the controversy has really surrounded her over the past 4 months or so, and it didn't seem like she was getting recast in anything, right? I know that there have been rumors for months now that she's getting recast in Snow White. We haven't seen any hard evidence of that. There were rumors that she was getting recast in Hunger Games, and obviously that didn't happen because it comes out in November and she's still in it. She's in all of the promotional material, but when it comes to the release of something like Paddington, we are still months away from its release. But as it says, RPK News is reporting that she is no longer attached to Paddington 3 and will be recast, but it is all due to the strikes, which in my opinion is a very convenient excuse because, first of all, she took the job only 3 months ago while the strikes were going on. So she has been on the strikes for months at this point, and she took this job while the strikes were happening. Then the Snow White interviews blew up and the fallout happened. I mean, that was, 3 to 4 months ago when the interviews really started going viral again. She was responding to haters by wearing No Tears Left to Cry sweaters. I mean, this has all been happening over the past few months, but it really started about 3 to 4 months ago, and now we're hearing that they are, cutting ties with her while we've heard the strikes are coming to an end. I mean, the strikes for the writers are now over, and the actors' strikes should be over. It's expected in the next week or two because, of course, when one ends, the other typically follows because the actors end up getting what they want. So it's all very, convenient timing. I personally think that they use the strikes as a very convenient excuse because you can't sit here and say they wouldn't have waited anymore because the beginning of the end of the strikes for the actors are in sight. If you are an actor and a company really likes you, they're going to wait for you. If they really thought that she was going to be something good and something positive for this film and she was going to be the perfect actress, they would have waited because it's only going to be a handful more weeks before the strikes are over and before she is available again. And if she was, absolutely booked, she's completely busy, like some of the people in this comment section are claiming, she wouldn't have taken the job in the first place. Again, you have to consider the strikes, while yes, they started almost 6 months ago at this point, this Paddington film only hired her 3 months ago and hired other actors only 3 months ago. So, the timeline is just a little bit odd, especially now that some of the strikes are over. You'd think that they would wait because they don't have to wait that much longer if they really wanted to keep her. I personally think that they saw all of the controversy with her, all of the backlash surrounding her, and decided, you know what, she's too hot of an actress right now. She's got too much attention on her. Unfortunately, most of it is negative. Her haters outweigh her mega fans. I think that we need to drop her and find somebody else. That is very clearly, in my opinion, what they did here. I'm sorry, but there is no company that wants to deal with an actress who has to have a company like Disney go through crisis talks, and that's That's what we know that they're doing. There are executives who are going to have crisis talks to try to find a way to win fans back ahead of the 2024 Snow White release. And when it comes to something like Hunger Games, it was already filmed 4 months ago when all of the controversy really started back up with Rachel Zegler. So of course they were not going to recast her at that point. They already probably filmed most of the movie. I mean, clearly the movie at this point is done. It's releasing in November. And when it comes to Snow White, we have no idea what's going to happen. There are so many rumors surrounding this film. There were rumors that they have to do major reshoots because they are just not happy with the quality of the film. They want to do major reshoots also to try to, increase the prince's role because they think that that's going to win people back. We've heard rumors that Rachel Zegler will not be doing any kind of promotional material for the film, which is kind of far-fetched in my opinion because she is the lead of this film. Like, they really need her to. There are rumors that they want to change those bandits that we all saw, that we all roasted. I mean, there's just a lot of rumors and not a lot of substance to them, in my opinion. I haven't really seen anything with them, but I do think that if they delay this movie, it's not going to get any better for them because they probably think, well, it was supposed to come out in March, let's delay it to like July or August, and then by then people will have forgotten all of the controversy surrounding her. People will forget why they dislike her and people will go to see the movie. But I think it's only going to make things worse for them because that will be more time for her to say things that are controversial, more time for new images and new footage to leak, and it's just more time for people to talk about the disaster that film seems to be. I mean, it's unfortunate, right? Because while there have been some bad, live action adaptations for the princesses, some recently that have been just not good in my opinion, like Mulan, and then you had something like Peter Pan and Wendy, and then you also had Little Mermaid. You still had some good ones years ago, like Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella. Those ones were pretty freaking decent, but I just don't see a way that they can save this film at this point. But that's why it's sad to me, because I've always loved the Disney princesses. I have a lot of nostalgia for them, and I would have gone to see this movie if Rachel Zegler, did not make such controversial statements and shit on the original 37 animated. But yeah, it is being reported that Rachel Zegler has been recast for the upcoming third Paddington film, and apparently it's due to the strikes, which in my opinion doesn't seem to be true. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments section down below. If you enjoyed this and of course found it important and informative, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.